He disclosed that the Inspector General of Police has said that where there is hard work, there is reward. On the decoration of the two Assistant Commissioners of Police who were elevated from the rank of Chief Superintendent of Police, AIG Omata disclosed that the Inspector General of Police has said that where there is hard work, there is reward, and that is why he recommended these two officers and others to the Police Service Commission for promotion. It means more work for them. On his part, the State Commissioner of Police, CP Olatunji Disu, charged those newly promoted to continue to be diligent in their work, protect life and property, as well as mentor and motivate junior officers on the job. Analysts advise citizens and members of the public to ensure that they abstain from actions and speeches capable of inciting social disorder in Rivers State. Speaking on Atlantic Television's Open Conversation, a socio-political analyst, Nelson Okene, advised citizens to live with hope and integrity.
Be conscious of handling issues and nipping challenges and threats to our collective existence in the board. Exactly. Because actions beget actions. I think I saw that viral.
Nelson Okene also frowned at other council chairmen who were also involved in several inflammatory statements.
Chairman also made similar, very direct inflammatory statements against the sitting governor. Okay. And nobody saw anything wrong with that. This is our elected governor, the topmost servant in the state, the #1 citizen in the state, and sitting council chairman, at least one, the chairman of Zato Biabo also, okay, made very inflammatory, derogatory statements about him, and nobody reacted. And his statements were in response to that.
This is coming after the Rivers State Police Command has declared a former Niger Delta militant leader, Gabriel General Asabuja, wanted. Nigerian Navy forward operating base in Brass local government area of Bayelsa State has destroyed and banned 10 illegal crude oil refineries producing approximately 100,000 liters of suspected stolen crude oil from Nimbe local government area. The commanding officer of forward operating base, Captain Ifeanyichukwu Mabelku, who disclosed this on Thursday, shortly after the destruction of illegal refineries, said that he will do everything possible to ensure that they do not continue to exist. Nigerian Navy, under the leadership of Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ikechukwu Ogala, the Chief of Naval Staff, also said that he is committed to maintaining the security and safety of Nigeria's maritime domain and will continue to create a conducive environment for legitimate businesses to thrive and contribute to the nation's economic progress. He warned those involved in such illegal oil theft activities to desist from these illegitimate businesses, as the Nigerian Navy will not allow them to operate in peace. Abia State government has ordered all street traders on the newly constructed roads in Aba and Umuahia to vacate the streets before July 1st or face heavy sanctions. A statement issued by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Works, Izuchukwu Onwugara, on behalf of the Commissioner, Otumchere Oti, also frowned at those dumping refuse into drainage systems and activities of mechanics using parts of the road as their workshops. According to the statement, heavy sanctions await anyone whose activities pose a danger to the lifespan of the roads, adding that activities will no longer be tolerated as they are detrimental to the lifespan of the roads. Hundreds of protesters from Ohaji Egbema local government area of Imo State on Thursday barricaded the government house over what they described as the undemocratic moves by a former Minister of State for Education and one-time Speaker of the Imo State House of Assembly, Goodluck Nana Opia, to scuttle long-time agreements existing within the political blocs that make up the local council. The protesters accused the former minister of attempting to impose his choice candidate for the chairmanship seat of the local government area, saying that the move, if allowed, would truncate the zoning arrangement which has been long established among the components of the council. They insisted that it was the turn of Awara Court area to produce the next chairman of the local council, saying that trying to use the sole administrator of the local government, Prince Will Onyeaju, to manipulate the process will be resisted. Speaking during the protest, the spokesperson of the group, Lucky Onyiri, said that the people of Awara Court area were protesting against Opia's activities in Ohaji, while representatives of the state government assured the protesters that the government and the governor would respond positively to their demands. Enugu state government has trained civil servants in the state on digital skills to boost workflow, efficiency and productivity for workers between the ages of 21 to 45 years of age. The government began implementing the Digital Skills Nigeria program as part of the measures to digitize the Enugu civil service, equip workers with modern skills like their counterparts in developed countries, and institute e-governance infrastructure in the state. The program is a collaboration between the Enugu state government, Microsoft, and the Federal Ministry of Communication, Innovation and Digital Economy, and Tech for Dev. In the first batch that lasted for 2 weeks, trained at least 2,000 federal, state and local government civil servants in Enugu state, after the state government poised to train as many as 10,000 civil servants in the state by the end of the last quarter of 2024. During the training, digital skills enhancement zones at the Institute of Management and Technology, Enugu, and the Enugu State College of Education Technical, workers were trained on the soft skills ranging from how basic computer knowledge, accessing information online, as well as communicating and participating safely online, Microsoft Word and Excel, Microsoft PowerPoint and cybersecurity fundamentals, and many more. Governor Peter Amba, in a message to the trainees, stressed the importance of the program to the success of his administration, while the Special Advisor on Digital Economy and MSMEs and Director General of Enugu SME Center, Arinze Chilo Ofia, said that the importance of the program in driving Enugu State's digital transformation and economic growth, adding that the trained workers must pass a thorough assessment before adequate certification. Troops of the Nigerian Army deployed for operations in Ebonyi State have thwarted an attack by suspected members of the indigenous people of Biafra on Isheke police station. The IPOB fighters also invaded the station and touched the facility as well as several vehicles on the premises. A statement posted on Thursday on X, the service said that its troops on arrival at the scene engaged the IPOB fighters in a gun duel, adding that the fighters were overpowered and 5 of them were killed while others fled the scene. The army also said the troops recovered several dangerous weapons from the fighters. Lagos State Commissioner for Home Affairs, Honorable Ibrahim Layode, is urging the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria to convene a meeting with all states of the Federation to assess the challenges encountered during this year's Hajj pilgrimage and finding lasting solutions. This is coming after when the total of 1,869 pilgrims from Lagos State who participated in the 2024 Hajj have been airlifted back home. Layode, who disclosed this during a press conference held at the Al Saad Flower, Misfala, Makkah, Saudi Arabia, said that many of the challenges faced during the 2024 Hajj stemmed from inadequacies within the NACON. The commissioner also serves as the Amiru Hajj, who is among the pilgrims from the southwest region, with the food served in Mina and the accommodation provided in Maka. A new commissioner of police in Oyo State, Sonubi Ayodele, has assured that the Nigerian police force will continue to uphold its statutory responsibilities of protecting lives and property. Ayodele, who disclosed this in Ibadan during his inaugural media briefing, said that he would operate without prejudice to background, religion, or association. The CP also assured that the police command in Oyo State under his watch would not tolerate the existence of any criminal enterprise, and also promised better collaboration with groups such as the Police Community Relations Committee. Ayodele also assured newsmen of a cordial police-media relationship and acknowledged them as worthy partners in the business of perception and image management. The Nigeria Customs Service Kwara State Command has generated the sum of 10 billion naira into the coffers of the federal government between January and May 2024. The command, in the period under review, also made 21 seizures of different prohibited items, with the total duty paid valued at 35.4 million naira. The customs area controller, Kwara Area Command, Faith Ojefo, who disclosed this in Ilorin, the state capital, while briefing newsmen on the activity. 6 months featured the donation of relief materials to the State Ministry of Social Development for further distribution to vulnerable members and the distribution of empowerment items to members of the Customs Officers' Wives Association. Ojefo said that the contraband and prohibited items seized by the customs personnel included 507 bags of foreign rice and 1,055 pieces of used tires, amongst others. The area commander also said that the donation of relief materials to the ministry was a symbol of the shared commitment of the Comptroller General of Customs to caring for the needy. Federal High Court sitting in Abuja has adjourned the arraignment of the immediate past governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello, until July the 17th, 2024. Bello is facing a 19-count charge bordering on money laundering, breach of trust, and misappropriation of public funds to the tune of about 80.2 billion naira brought against him by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, while Bello's lawyer, Adeola Adedipe, applied to withdraw his appearance for Bello. Earlier, Adedipe brought the court's attention to an application before the Chief Judge for transfer of charge to the Federal High Court, Lokoja, pursuant to Section 45 of the Federal High Court Establishment Act, adding that the prosecution had been notified and their opinion had been sought via a letter dated June 14, 2024, from the Chief Judge's office. The letter addressed to EFCC counsel Rotimi Oyedepo was signed by the Special Assistant to the Chief Judge, Joshua Aji, and this is coming after Bello was billed to appear in court June 13th, but the proceedings was adjourned till June 27th on the EFCC lead counsel's indication that the previous date would not be convenient. After arguments back and forth, Justice Emeka Nwite adjourned till July 17th for ruling and arraignment. Honorable Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has received the prestigious Nigeria Gold Prize Award for his infrastructural resolution and exceptional leadership alongside 4 others. The presentation was done by the Nigerian National Newspaper Public Service Awards 2024 in Abuja. Our Abuja correspondent Joseph Moses Mawuyinka completes this report.
This Nigerian National Newspaper has presented the Honorable Minister of FCT Barrister Nyesom Wike with an award of Gold Prize Infrastructure and Exceptional Leadership alongside 4 others. while announcing the title of the award given to Wuke at the Lecture and Public Service Award 2024 in Abuja. The publisher of this Nigerian newspaper, Mr. Henry Osage, said the reason for the award was that Wuke has displayed exceptional leadership role through infrastructure renewal and aggressive pursuit of development across the Federal Capital Territory.
Anybody who can see, anybody who can hear, anybody who can touch, anybody who can feel would understand why we are awarding the Minister of the FCT with gold prize in infrastructure and exceptional leadership. I came to Abuja 2002 and I witnessed successive ministers. Now, I can't travel anywhere without a Google map. And I'm not kidding about it. He has transformed the city. It doesn't matter whether you like him, you don't like him, you can see the job he's doing. And he's working very tirelessly. And he's the winner of our gold prize, infrastructural development, and exceptional leadership.
The event, which was chaired by the former head of state, General Abdisalami Abubakar, represented by General Chida Adamu, retired, has lecture delivered by Professor Mike Ezekome on 25 years of Nigeria's democracy, the challenges, prospects, and possibilities, gave the room to Wuke to correct the impression of the speaker, who stated in his lecture that Nigeria's democracy has been without success and therefore needs consolidation.
But you're sitting here without correcting some impression. First of all, we're talking about democracy for 25 years. We know we have challenges. I expected the lecturer to say, yes, we have made some progress. And all this lecture, not one progress was made. Are you telling me that for 25 years we have not made one progress? Then we can say, yes, we have made this progress, but there's still room for us to move forward. Just like Shehu Sari said, how the about to have the state. Can he say under this democracy, every Nigerian has found himself in that aspect? That's a progress. It give the impression as if we have not made any progress as a country. You have said here our infrastructure, FCT. You have said here FCT. Who is FCT minister working on? Who? The President. Mr. President. Which means he has the capacity to do those who can help him move the country forward. That's progress.
Receiving the award, Wuke thanks the organizers of the event for recognizing him for prestigious award.
The publisher of this Nigeria who has made it possible for us to be here today for this award ceremony. We thank Almighty God for the opportunity, and we want to dedicate this award to veterans, development, and ownership that will be part of this renewed hope agenda for Nigeria. Without that, it's not that it's possible for us to contribute our own quota, and we want to assure Nigerians to continue to have that hope that indeed Nigeria will be better under the federal administration of the Excellency Ahmed Bola Tinubu.
Joseph Moses, ATN News, Abuja.
The police in Kaduna State said it has arrested 143 suspected kidnappers and robbers in the last 2 months. Parading the suspects at the State Police Command on Thursday, the State Commissioner of Police, Audu Ali Dabigi, said that the suspects included 70 suspected kidnappers and 73 suspected armed robbers, while 9 bandits were neutralized within the period under review. He also said that 985 suspected phone snatchers were arrested, while 5 AK-47 rifles and 7 locally made arms were recovered. Police operatives in Yobe State have arrested a 22-year-old housewife, Zainab Isa, for allegedly stabbing her husband to death in the state capital, Damaturu. The spokesman for the State Police Command, Dongus Abdul Karim, who confirmed the incidents in a statement, said that the suspects stabbed her husband, Ibrahim Yahaya, 25 years of age, with a knife following an argument at Abari Ward. The command said it is saddened by the unfortunate actions of a couple that led to the death of a promising young man due to the consequences of an abusive marriage, while the suspect confessed that she did not intend to kill her husband. She claimed to have acted in self-defense during a beating and kicking incidents while she was still recovering from a recent medical operation following childbirth, and the couple's second child was born in early June. In view of the proposed traditional institution law controversy raging in Sokoto State, the state's High Court has issued an order restraining Governor Ahmad Aliyu from sacking 2 of the 15 district heads of his government that had earlier removed from their seats. The order was sought separately by Alhaji Buhari Tambuwal and Alhaji Abubakar Kasim, the district heads of Tambuwal and Kebe, respectively, who are amongst the rulers removed by the state government on the allegation of insubordination and aiding insecurity in the state. The presiding judge, Justice Kabiru Ibrahim Ahmad, however, ordered the governor, the attorney general, and the Sokoto Sultanate Council to revert to the status quo pending the determination of the suits filed before him by the complainants, who were represented by Professor Ibrahim Abdullahi, SAN. The development is coming as the state government bill for the amendment of the local government law affecting the appointment of district and village heads confers the government with the exclusive powers to appoint traditional rulers, and the Muslim Rights Council, the Muslim Rights Concern, in 2 separate statements, also warned the Sokoto state government to shelve the idea of removing the Sultan of Sokoto or whittling his powers. You are viewing the Transition News on Atlantic Television Network. We'll be back shortly after this break. Please stay tuned.
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on-the-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
Every day, our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics,
Nobody's ambition is what's the blood.
I have fought a very firmly.
natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody and I belong to nobody. ATN covers it all on ATN Politics Today.
People into the country illegally. That is amazing.
Honorable
you human trafficker.
Honorable they are not picking our calls. They made up their minds.
So no agreement with the EU, but
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring honest pop news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today. Only on ATN.
Welcome back to Transition News on Atlantic Television Network. And now to the rest of our stories. Senators extended the life cycle of the 2023 supplementary budget from June 30th to December 31st, 2024. The Red Chamber today suspended all rules and gave an expeditious passage to a bill seeking the extension in less than 20 minutes. Earlier, before the passage of the bill, the lawmakers went into a closed-door session for 2 hours. This is coming after, in December 2023, both chambers of the National Assembly extended the implementation period for the capital component of the budget from December 31st, 2023 to March 31st, 2024, along with the 2.17 trillion naira 2023 supplementary budget passed in November 2023. Earlier in March, following the request made by President Bola Tinubu, both in the Senate and the House of Representatives, extended the implementation period for the budgetary appropriations from March 31st, 2024 to June 30th, 2024. While with just 4 days remaining until June 30th, 2024, deadline for the affected 2023 budgetary appropriations, the two chambers cut short their recess to hold separate sessions today to consider extensions ahead of their previously set resumption date of July the 2nd, 2024. Senators said that no anticipated blackmail can stop it from approving the purchase of the presidential plane if the need arises. The Senate also clarified that there was no request for the approval of the purchase of a presidential jet before it. The Senate President Godswill Akpabio, who disclosed this when he clarified comments on the purchase of the plane, said that the National Assembly will approve things that would improve the living standard of the people. Before Akpabio's comment, the Senate leader had earlier raised the issue that some elements in the fifth columnist were dishing out propaganda to the public about the Senate as it regards the purchase of the presidential fleet for President Bola Tinubu. House of Representatives said it is not happy with the Senate over its constitutional powers and the confirmation of appointments. Deputy Speaker Ben Carlo, who disclosed this, said that the House has received some memoranda to alter the Constitution to strip the Senate of the monopoly over the confirmation of appointments. Carlo said that the Southeast Development Commission bill raised questions on the monopoly of the Senate on confirmation of appointments and may create a massive showdown between the House and the Senate. However, the Senate may have the upper hand as they may just decline the bill when it is presented. Nigerian Correctional Service said it has confirmed the custodial centers nationwide are free of cholera. It also said that the routine hygienic measures put in place in the correctional centers have helped to keep cholera out. The spokesman Abubakar Umar said that the country is battling to contain a recent surge in cholera cases across 31 states. This is coming after, on Monday, the Nigerian Center for Disease Control and Prevention said that the country had recorded 1,528 suspected cases of cholera and 53 deaths in the 31 states across 107 local government areas, while the World Health Organization and the United Nations Children's Fund and the International Organization for Migration held an emergency meeting in Lagos over the cholera outbreak in the country. He described cholera as a severe gastrointestinal disease caused by the bacterium Vibrio cholera spreads through the contaminated water and food. It thrives in unhygienic and overcrowded environments and raised concerns about the safety of inmates in the Nigerian Correctional Service custodial facilities. Now to some business reports. Nigerian Governors Forum has assured Nigerians and the organized labor that better minimum wage will result from ongoing negotiations. The governors had previously rejected the federal government's proposal of 62,000 naira stating that some states would need to borrow money to pay salaries, while organized labor continues to demand a wage of 250,000 naira. The governors chose to hold an emergency meeting after the Federal Executive Council postponed the minimum wage discussion on Tuesday to allow President Bola Tinubu to conduct broader consultations. According to a communique released after an emergency meeting signed by the Nigerian Governors Forum Acting Director of Media, Ahmad Salihu, the forum discussed various issues impacting the nation and discussed the new national minimum wage and agreed to continue engaging with key stakeholders to reach a mutually accepted solution. The 36 states governors highlighted the significance of the World Bank Nigeria for Women project scale-up and stressed the necessity of implementing it at the state level as originally intended, given that the states are the primary entities responsible for the project. Analysts have advised ASU not to override the federal government against its planned strike. Speaking on Atlantic Television's Blowout, a socio-political analyst, Ekie, said that ASU's decisions and demands cannot override the government as its employer.
Into her employer, like I said the last time, that the ASU members must also realize that their opinion can never be supreme to her employer, which is the government. And also thanking the Ministry of Education for waking up to her responsibilities instead of relying on other arms of government to intervene. It shows that they were relatively not alive to her responsibilities.
In view of educational sustainability, Ekie stressed the need for ASU and the federal government to continue on the path of dialogue.
I also want to thank ASU for towing the path of continual dialogue, because that's the best option for achieving whatever ideas or project you want to achieve. Again, they have mentioned to us that the federal government have agreed to look into. Now, it's a wisdom statement, because, like I always say, all that ASU is requesting for may not be 100% be implemented by the government. It has to be realistic.
This is coming after the federal government and the Academic Staff Union of Universities recently ended their closed-door meeting with an agreement that all contentious issues will be amicably resolved to avert a strike. Southern Governors Forum, the umbrella body for 17 governors from the 3 geopolitical zones of the Southwest, Southeast and South-South, has planned generating 90,000 megawatts of electricity to cater for the power needs of 90 million residents of the region. The forum said it is embarking on this project using the rule of thumb of 1,000 megawatts per 1 million population to arrive at its 90,000 megawatts targets, while member states have been encouraged to take advantage of the recent constitutional amendment that now allows states to regulate, generate, transmit and distribute electricity, whilst also considering renewable sources of energy to bring the dream to reality. The governors also called for the consideration of the cost of living and ability of each state to pay the new minimum wage, and therefore beckoned on the federal government to allow each state to negotiate the new minimum wage with the labor union. A communique issued at the end of their meeting held in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital. The communique signed by all the 17 Southern governors called for strengthening of fiscal federalism and devolution of powers, and expressed concern over current practices where mineral licenses are issued and explorations undertaken without recourse to state governments. It also said that issuing mineral licenses without carrying the states along have resulted in criminal activities and also increased attendant negative environmental impacts, as well as ecological degradation, with no remediation commitment or revenue accruing to the states or the federal government. Nigerian Educational Loan Fund has endorsed the disbursement of student loan to successful applicants. The NEL Fund held its inaugural board meeting while marking a milestone in its mission to support students with financial aid. Under the leadership of its chairman, Jim Ovia, the board approved the immediate disbursement of student loans to successful applicants. The statement signed by the head media and public relations, Nasiru Ayitogo, for future also laid the groundwork for future initiatives to enhance educational opportunities and support students across various disciplines, while approval of the loans by the NEL Fund signifies a step towards empowering the next generation of leaders through education. According to the statement, the phase aligned with the presidency's dreams of improving the quality of education and making it affordable for all. You're still tuned to Atlantic Television Network. Now, the international tidbits. Economic Community of West African States is currently facing hurdles in deploying counter-terrorism forces across the country due to daunting budget requirements. This was disclosed during the ECOWAS Ministers of Finance and Defense meeting in Abuja, while the meeting was convened to discuss the activation of a regional force against terrorism and unconstitutional government changes. The gathering was convened following the directives from the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of States and Governments, which called for urgent action to mobilize resources for a regional counter-terrorism force. According to the 2024 Global Terrorism Index, the epicenter of terrorism has shifted from the Middle East and North Africa into the sub-Saharan African region, largely in the Sahel region, and the Sahel is the most affected region within the Sahara. It is accounting for over half of all the deaths from terrorism and 26% of attacks in 2023. The Minister of Defense, Muhammad Abubakar, highlighted severe financial implications, stressing that the proposed deployment of 5,000-strong brigade carries an annual price tag of $2.6 billion, while a smaller alternative force of 1,650 personnel will cost $48 million per year. Angry outrage in Kenya as citizens had ordered President William Ruto to, within 48 hours, step down while demanding a new government that will be committed to transparency, accountability, and good governance. The call for resignation has gained significant traction, with a viral Twitter statement urging him to immediately resign and surrender his office to the Kenyan people. The statement has generated lots of engagement, reflecting widespread discontent, while President Ruto retracted a controversial finance bill that proposed tax increases. Public outrage continues to prevail. The bill, which was intended to address Kenya's debt of approximately 10 trillion shillings, faced fierce opposition, while Ruto highlighted that without the tax increases, there would be significant funding shortfall for critical development programs, including those supporting farmers and teachers. Kenyans are said to have struggled with economic instability, rampant corruption, and governance issues, leading to escalating living costs and high unemployment rates, while the public's frustration has climaxed into protests and a fervent demand for change. Junior hospital doctors in England have commenced a 5-day strike, a week before a general strike in which the state of the publicly funded National Health Service is a major issue. It follows nearly a dozen similar actions by doctors below the specialist consultant level over the last 18 months, while grappling with a massive backlog caused by the COVID-19 pandemic and exacerbated by the repeated doctor strike. The doctors have been asking for 35% pay restoration as a starting position amidst a cost of living crisis, and also saying that they will call off the action if Conservative Prime Minister Rishi Sunak comes to the table with a predictable commitment to increase their pay. Labour's health spokesman Wes Streeton said that any Labour government would not meet the 35% demand, but that there is space for discussion. Bolivian police has arrested the leader of an apparent attempted coup hours after the presidential palace in La Paz was stormed by soldiers. Hundreds of troops and armored vehicles are taking up positions on the Murillo Square, where key government buildings are located, while one armored vehicle smashed down the main gate of the presidential palace, allowing soldiers to enter, and incidentally, they all later withdrew. This is coming after the rebel military leader in charge, General Juan Jose Zunga, has said that he wanted to restructure democracy, and that while he respected President Luis Arce, for now there will be a change of government. He was later arrested. General Zuniga was removed from his role after he made inflammatory comments about Bolivia's former president, Evo Morales, during an interview by the previous day. President Arce, who also condemned the coup attempt, called on the public to organize and mobilize in favor of democracy. Police say that 2 people were shot dead and 2 others gravely wounded in an area known for drug trafficking near the Gare de Midi train bus station in Brussels. Police spokesman said that the incidents occurred between 1 a.m. and 2 a.m. near a cafe in the St. Giles district of the Belgian capital, while a total of 3 people were wounded. Brussels region authorities also said that St. Giles is a drugs hotspot along with 14 others in the capital. In the capital's 19 districts, adding that the police have not thus far established a link between the shooting and the city's illegal drugs trade. And on to entertainment. Teen actress Angel Onigwe has taken legal action against veteran actor Kanayo over breach of contract allegations. This is coming after Kanayo on June the 21st, 2024 called Angel out on social media, accusing her of not fulfilling a contract signed with him for a production, and claimed that Onigwe's mother is known for breaching contracts by prematurely taking her daughter away from sets. Kanayo also threatened to disrupt any movie production involving Angel, and reading to this in a statement shared on Angel's Instagram page, Juliet Kings Onigwe, the actress's mother, described the allegations as false and slanderous. She said that legal action has been taken and called on the security agencies to intervene in the matter and guarantee Angel's safety. Nollywood veteran Kanayo has described men as endangered species. He said that wealthy men spend money on female actors to the extent that it makes their male counterparts look like they are not working hard. Kanayo spoke on a recent episode that many Nigerian rich men patronize women and give them benefits that make men jealous. Analysts have blamed Mohbad's USA toxicology test on medical errors. Speaking on Atlantic Television's Society Watch, Confidence Tuadum expressed his view.
A hospital. I don't know if it happens over there, but over here, someone can go to a hospital and some of those, what do they call them now? Doctors that are on training there, or newly recruited ones, would just carry out a test, go to the medical doctor's drawer, take a stamp it, and sign. It's coming from social hospital. They've given a doctor's report. and all of that. But it was not officially recorded. You just went.
Speaking further, Tuadum said that many of the Nigerian citizenry still demand judgment over Mohbad's death.
Here's our problem to face. While you are trying to battle with your own problem or issues here and there, you still want to know, because this is a matter that can affect anybody. And Mohbad was not just an ordinary citizen of Nigeria. He was someone that was loved, and he has impacted several persons. So because of that, so many persons are keen to listening to what is or how the case will turn up.
This is coming after a group of protesters on Monday stormed the headquarters of the National Medical Services Laboratories in Pennsylvania, the United States, over the outcome of a toxicology test reportedly conducted in the facility to determine the cause of death of late Nigerian singer Lerioluwa Aloba, a.k.a. Mohbad. And that's the size of the package. Thanks for joining us. I am Raymond Ken Mbata. You can follow us on our social media platforms, on Twitter, Atlantic TV Net, on Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram, Atlantic TV Network. Peace and unity are the pathways to progress. Thank you, and stay tuned for Society Watch coming up next.
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring all sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.